Hi, it's Lori Ballen with Lori Ballen Team in Las Vegas and 365 days of KW Command. So today we are going to look at a core lesson, and I'm going to cover the applet, which is smart plans. So I have done other videos on specific smart plans, specifically about creating a lead magnet smart plan. Today I want to go over all things smart plans so that you get an idea of how this works. So smart plans, I'm going to go back here to the home screen so you can see how I got there one more time. So over here on the left-hand side, you've got home screen, contacts, tasks, and then underneath that, we have smart plans. So we're going to click on smart plans. All right, now I have a whole bunch of smart plans in here because I've been pulling them in from the library. So if you're just starting, you're going to want to make sure that you go over to the library to access your smart plans. Now, inside each of these boxes is its own smart plan. In other CRMs, they're called campaigns. They're basically a plan that contains emails, phone calls, they could contain text messages, all of those types of things. Now, in order for these smart plans to be automated, you must have your email activated and you must have your text message activated if you want them to send text message, okay? So I'll show you where that is. If you go up here to your name and go down to settings, you're going to see something here called Twilio. Twilio is the SMS text messaging service that is being used right now. It is a third-party application, and it's not free. It's cheap, but it's not free. You are charged when you send text messages. So you're going to want to go over to Twilio and view all of their pricing. I put $20 in there, and I think it's less than a penny a text, and then it changes based on images and whatnot. I put 20 bucks in, and then it sends me a message when that $20 is depleted, and then I put another 20 in there, and that's how it works. So Twilio is going to send text messages on your behalf. Now, as of today, this is not a perfect system. How we get replies to text messages is squirrely. Where they show up is squirrely. The time that they're sent and received is squirrely. So some people are choosing not to have Twilio activated. And then instead of an automated text, they get a to-do in their task folder that tells them to send a text. So this is your choice. Do you want it to send automatically, or do you want it not to? If you don't want it to send automatically, then just do not activate Twilio or do not launch a smart plan that contains text messages, or create a custom one that doesn't create text messages. I'm going to show you all of that. Okay. You're also going to need to have command email activated. So command email, you have up to 5,000 free email sends per month. After that, you'll need to upgrade to a higher plan. So if you are sending a mass number of emails, you're going to have to keep an eye on that. It's still very affordable. I did take a look at their plans, and they're quite reasonable. So as soon as you get that many people on smart plans where you're sending 5,000 plus emails a month, you're going to need to upgrade. So those are some things you need to keep in mind. You are not forced to use any of the applications in here, but in order for smart plans to fire automatically for you, it does today require command email and Twilio. Okay, so going back over to the left-hand side here, we're going to go back into smart plans. Okay, we're going to go over to the library here, and we're going to start with smart plans that already exist. And I'm going to guess that a majority of real estate agents are going to want to use whatever's already created for them. There aren't that many real estate agents that love to sit behind their computer and create flows from scratch, which when I show you how to do them, you'll know what I'm talking about. For those of you that do, you're going to love the ability now to build custom smart plans. And for those of you that don't, you're going to want to choose from this library. And you can still edit them. So if there's one thing you don't like or one message you don't like, or you're going to be able to edit it. Okay. So everybody we put in our system should be on a smart plan. Everybody. Why would they not be on some sort of smart plan if they're in our system? Maybe your smart plan sends a monthly newsletter. Maybe it sends hyperlocal, a link to hyperlocal market information. Maybe it's the bi-weekly nurture. There, whatever. After I show you all of these, there's no reason why anybody in your database should not be on a smart plan. All right, so I'm going to walk you through the existing smart plans, and let's start with the bi-weekly nurture. Now, if you click on view steps, it will open and show you what's in the smart plan. So the bi-weekly neighborhood nurture is the one that sends out the little neighborhood snapshot, basically. It sends them IDX listings on a map, and the best way to see this is to put yourself on each one of these plans, by the way, so that you can exactly see how they function and if you like them or don't like them, okay? So bi-weekly neighborhood nurture is going to use the existing IDX of the KW Command websites, and it's going to send them a neighborhood snapshot basically every 2 weeks of what's happening in that neighborhood. You can select multiple neighborhoods on a landing page for that person. So if it's a buyer and they're looking at, I'm in Las Vegas and we have a neighborhood called Summerlin, and inside Summerlin, there's a ton of neighborhoods. So I might put them on, once we start looking at what type of homes they want, they tell me what, we kind of want to be near a park or near a school or near this. We select a few neighborhoods. We can put them on that bi-weekly neighborhood nurture plan and put several neighborhoods there. Okay. So here this says free. And the reason why this says free is because we are told that in the coming soon, we're going to have the ability to buy other people's smart plans, which is going to be super cool. I will be one with my marketing company, of course, that would love to have mine in there. So right now they say free, so you can use it. Okay, so bi-weekly neighborhood nurture. And here you can view the steps. So it sends the HTML email, then there's a 2-week delay, and then it repeats. And then it does it again, 2-week delay, and it repeats over and over and over again until you take them off. Okay? 8x8. This is where you're going to build relationships and win the real estate agent mind share battle with an 8-week plan. Let's view the steps. Okay? First one. Now, this is so important, you guys. Please, please, please know what you're sending. I can't believe how many people we see put people on smart plans and then get mad because of the messaging. So you can edit it. So the first one says, hey, and I'm going to fill in my name wherever I see blanks. Hey, Lori Ballen, it's Lori Ballen from Lori Ballen team in Las Vegas. We would love to grab coffee sometimes. Let me know what your schedule looks like in the next few days, okay? Now, this is tricky. Am I going to put a brand new web lead that doesn't have a local phone number on a message that the first one out of the gate says, let's have coffee? No, I'm not going to do that. However, this would be good for maybe somebody you met somewhere at a networking event or something like that. So originally, I believe the concept was 8x8 was for have not met. But when I look at these messages, clearly this is going to be somebody that you've met, because why would you ask somebody you haven't met to have coffee? Would be strange. So then we're going to wait for 7 days. And then there is a touch task that basically says interaction task with a contact. So that's going to add a to-do to your dashboard that requires some sort of action. Then we have a 1-week delay. So get used to these delays, because when you're building out your flows, these delays are going to be how much time the system is waiting before it creates the next item on the list, okay? So then we have a phone call. So you're going to get a to-do to call somebody. Now, what you don't want to do is go in and put 100 people on an 8x8 smart plan at the same time with all of these to-dos and tasks, because you're going to walk in and be so completely overwhelmed by the to-do list to call everybody. It could be really overwhelming. So my suggestion is that you really, now that we can create smart plans from scratch and we can edit them, that you use different versions of the smart plan so that you're not just getting a pile of to-dos at the same time. Me, I don't want a phone call on my to-do list. that's automated. I'd rather schedule something after I've talked to somebody and then put it on something, so that I'm not sitting there with these massive to-dos that just become overwhelming. But that's just how I'm wired. Other people love task lists and to-dos and checking things off and reminders. So just be careful about doing it all at once. I would say start deciding who you want on what smart plans and how, and then start putting them on slowly, gradually. You will be able to, don't know what else what I was going to say. Oh, you will be able to put them on like a quarterly nurture or something like that has less of those continuous to-dos as we go through this and look at it more. Okay, then we have another SMS text message. Just wanted to check in. How is your day going? Any real estate needs I can help with? We wait 7 days. Now, link MNN means link to the monthly neighborhood nurture. So over here, I showed you the bi-weekly neighborhood nurture that goes out every 2 weeks. There's also a monthly neighborhood nurture that only goes out every month. So you can choose which one you put them on, but you need to know that some of these smart plans put them on there automatically. So you don't need to have a bi-weekly and a monthly and an 8x8. You want to take a look and see, do your plans already contain those neighborhood nurtures before you go putting everybody on everything, because then they're just going to get blasted. So this 8x8 automatically adds them to the monthly neighborhood nurture, provided you have a neighborhood established in the contact record. Okay, so basically I'm going to open this in a new tab to show you what I mean. So we go to a contact. I'm just going to pick anybody at random here. And right here I can see neighborhoods. This person has no neighborhood. So if you add them to the smart plan that has a monthly neighborhood nurture and no neighborhood is established, it won't send anything. Okay, so you're going to need to go in here and add a neighborhood or add an address by clicking edit and establishing a neighborhood before you are able to send that out. Okay, so it adds them automatically to that. Then it waits 7 days and then it tells you to call them again. So we're at a couple phone calls already in this 8-week plan. Then there's a 7-day delay, and then they get an automated text message. Hey, what did you think of the neighborhood snapshot I sent you? Pretty cool, huh? Any questions about it? So you can see how the system is working for you by adding them to that monthly neighborhood nurture and then following up for you with a text message. Then there's a 7-day delay, and then there's a touch task. And the last touch task says, send the About Our Team email to. Okay, so if you've got a smart plan that contains automated emails, they will go out for you. If not, you're going to get a task, a to-do task, okay? They just rolled out the command email not long before I'm making this video, so I'm assuming that most of these to-do task emails will become automated emails. Again, the best way to find out, guys, is to put yourself on a smart plan. Keep in mind, this software is beta. They're building it. We're all using it as it's being built. We're technically beta testers. So the best way to do it is put yourself on a plan so that you know how it's working for you. Reply to text messages. Take a look at all of it so that you know how it's working, okay? Next, we have the quarterly call plan, and all that is it's just going to, every 3 months, it's going to say, hey, call so-and-so. It's going to put it in your task list. The midterm nurture has 6 steps, and it has an automatic link to the bi-weekly neighborhood nurture. So once again, if you have them on an 8x8 or you have them on a midterm nurture, you don't also need to add them to one of the neighborhood nurtures. It's doing it for you automatically. So there's also a long-term nurture. Midterm is going to send them the every 2 weeks. You can see here where it says bi-weekly BW. Long-term is going to put them on a monthly. So you just have to decide, where is that person at in the process and how often do you want them to be getting that? Okay. So then 14-day delay, you get a phone call task, 14-day delay, automatic text message, and you can see in the messages here what it's sending for you. So read those and make sure that they are acceptable. And if they're not acceptable, then edit them. So what it's going to do is the first round, it'll send message 1, then it's going to repeat the whole thing, send message 2, message 3, okay? So make sure that you take a look at those, and I will show you how to edit those after we go through these. The long-term nurture, same thing. It contains 8 steps. It lasts 31 days, and then it repeats. Total of 3 touches. You can view all the steps here. The promote my app one, again, remember how we said everybody should be on a smart plan. So sending somebody your app might work for your sphere of influence if you don't have them on anything else. So you're going to add them to the smart plan, and they're going to get an email about your app, and then there's a 1-day delay, and then they get a text message that says, hey, this is Lori Ballen with Lori Ballen team in Las Vegas. Did you see that a neighbor listed a home in your area? Download my brand new KW app to check it out. And then here's the social app link. Now, what makes me nervous about texts like these is in some of these neighborhoods, nothing is popping up. So you have to be prepared if they were to download the app and not see anything, that they're going to contact you and say, hey, what property is it, right? Those are just things that my head goes to with, I want to be prepared if somebody is answering. So you could change this and say, hey, you can now see when a neighbor lists a house in your neighborhood. So change it to fit however you like. They've given us that ability now. Then there's a 3-day delay. And then the next text message says, did you know that you can see all cumulative stats about your neighborhood? My new app, let me know what you think. Okay. All right. So change that however you want. And then birthday. Again, as I said, everybody should be on some sort of a smart plan. This is a great one for your sphere of influence, for your past clients, anybody who have a birthday. So it's got a touch task suggesting you send a handwritten note. For those of us that are using like send out cards, that's fantastic to have that in advance. It waits 4 days, tells you to call them. Now me, I edit this smart plan because I don't want to call them. So I take the call out. That's just me. I'm sending a text message, I'm sending an email, I'm sending a card, I'm not calling. Then 1 day, and then touch task, interact task with contact. No, by the way, let me just clarify this really quick. I have a team. I don't personally work with clients anymore. I'm the lead generator. I spend more time behind the computer than anything else. So these clients don't even actually know me. They know whoever the agent is on my team. So my agent on my team might be calling them, but I'm not. Okay. So I'm definitely not suggesting that you don't call people. Okay. So then we have the open house follow-up plan. Another fantastic plan, guys. If you're doing an open house, somebody comes in, you put them on this plan, they get a text message, what'd you think of the open house? Then there's a 1-day delay. And then there's a suggestion to send them a nice to meet the house open house email. You can create automation around that as well. 2-day delay tells you to call them. 3-day delay, then it automatically sends them a text message. Hi, James, I have a few open houses coming up that I think you'd be interested in. Would you like for me to send you a list? Again, be prepared to do it if they answer you. And these SMS texts, if you don't have Twilio activated, they will just go in your to-do list, a task list. They'll still show up. They just won't be automated. Then a 4-day delay tells you to call them again. 3-day delay sends another text message. Make sure you know what's in all of these. And at the very end of the open house smart plan, it adds them to the long-term nurture smart plan. So it moves them from this smart plan into the long-term nurture, which includes the monthly neighborhood nurture. So you don't need to put them on a monthly neighborhood nurture if you're going to be putting them on this. But that doesn't kick in until the end. And if you already have them on one, it's not going to send it to them twice, to my knowledge. We probably should test that. And then we have the home anniversary one. And there again, everybody that's a past client, we should have on a home anniversary. It says to send a gift or says to make a phone call. Can you imagine what your long-term business looks like if every single year, everybody on your home anniversary list gets some sort of a courtesy gift, card, item of value, reminder to, maybe their tax, their home purchase, whatever it is they use for their taxes. Can't think of what I'm trying to say. So something of value, though, is what I'm getting at. And imagine that when that person does go to buy or sell a house, you're probably on their mind when they go to do that. So that the email and the text messages are great. I love the idea of sending some sort of a gift every year to, gosh, they could be small, they could be, I don't know, sponsored by your sponsors and branded somehow, a coffee mug, I don't know, just thinking out loud, a new keychain, something they're going to hold on to, but that's not super expensive. Okay, now that's a look at the existing smart plans that are here today. This is obviously going to grow, and at some point we'll have a marketplace here as well. Now let me show you how to edit a smart plan. Okay, so if you want to edit a smart plan, what we need to do is add it to your smart plans from the library. Okay, so let's pick one. Let's say I'm going to do the open house follow-up, but I don't want to use the one I want to make some changes to it. So I'm going to add the smart plan to my library, and I might call this open house edited. I want to, because I may already have open house in my smart plan, so I need to know which one's which. Okay. And then please select the category. They're all right now. The category is contacts for everybody, and the trigger event for everybody is manual add. We are going to see the ability to add triggers. Some sort of action happens that automatically fires that campaign. You're probably used to this if you've used anything like Infusionsoft or some sort of automated CRM that allows you an action set to fire based on a tag. So if this person is tagged with open house, then put them in this event, that kind of conditional logic, right? Or if they fill out this form, or if they take this action or click this link, or such and such happens, those are coming. So right now it's all manual as of today that I'm making this video in late February, early March, but we will start seeing more options show up over time. Okay, so once we do that, we can click apply, and it will now add it to your library. You can see the success message. And then what we'll do is we will go back over now to our library, our smart plans. So this is the library to choose them. Now we're going to go to my smart plans. And we have people plans, referral plans, opportunity plans, listing plans. Those are all going to grow and develop out. Looking at your people plans now, we want to find that open house edited one. So if you don't see it on your screen, just click the little arrow there. You probably have it on the next page. All right, from here, we can see that this is a 3-week plan. It has 7 touches. It's activated, so you can turn one off using this toggle. That's not currently doing anything, but that's the concept there. From here, you can add contacts, you can edit the smart plan, or you can delete the smart plan. Now, you can add contacts from here. You can add contacts from the smart plan open window, which we're going to look at in a minute. You can add contacts to a smart plan directly from the contact window. Many places where you can add contacts. So don't freak out if you don't do it here. It can be done in other places. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and click on edit. All right, this is the part where I said, this is why I think most real estate agents aren't going to want to mess with this. Once you learn what each item does and the flow, it becomes a lot less intimidating. When people first look at things like this, it's a little bit overwhelming. So I'm hoping to take some of that overwhelm away and help you understand a little bit better how this is going to work, okay? By default, this is not a brand new custom smart plan. We have edited one. So if we were starting from scratch, you would just have a blank window and you start a blank panel here, and you would just start from here. But because it's one we're editing, we have the ability now, it's much easier just to go through and edit what we don't like, okay? So the first one is a text message. If you don't want this text message in here, you can actually, delete it by clicking on that little X, and it will delete that step. Or you can edit it. You could say, hey, Mark, thanks for coming by the open house. Would you like to schedule a personal home tour? Or have you thought about your purchase power yet? Are you interested in determining your purchase power? Now, you don't know what you talked to them about already at the open house, so you have to be careful about these messages because you wouldn't want to offend somebody and them go, yeah, we talked for 20 minutes about purchase power, right? So you have to think about what your follow-ups are based on what kind of conversations you're having already at the open house. Okay? Or in my case, this might say, hey, James, thanks for coming by the open house. You met one of my agents, David or Krista. How was the experience? Right? Because I'm the rainmaker. I'm not at the open houses. So I can change this to fit however I want to send it. Each person on a team will have their own smart plans. Right now, we don't have the ability, as far as I know, to share a smart plan on a team. But I believe that's coming. So right now, each person would be setting up their own smart plan. And that's not such a bad thing because how Krista works her plans might be different than how David works her plans, which are totally different than how I work my plans. Jeff's going to work his differently. So, that's not a terrible thing. Okay. So it also will tell you here who it's from. And it says here, your Twilio account is connected. So this is sending from my Twilio account. And static message, set up a single message. And dynamic message means you can set up multiple messages. So on your looping smart plans that are going to start over, you can actually create multiple messages so that they're not getting the same one like every 2 weeks or something like that. So this here this icon is merge fields. So if you click that, you can view merge fields from your KW command that you can drop into that message. First name, last name, email, phone number, contact, birthday, home anniversary, etc., etc. So that's what that's for, okay? So that's how it's going to personalize their names by you dropping in that merge field. Now, day 2, there's a 1-day delay and then they get an email. If you want to change this, you can change it. You can change this to whatever number you want. That's going to be a delay in between. How long does the system wait before it takes the next step? And the next step is an email. But if you don't want the next step to be an email, you can drag in a task. You can drag in a make a call task. You can drag in a send email task, a send message task. Any of these, add to another smart plan, and it will drop in wherever you put it. Now, these little up and down arrows will allow things to move. So instead of it being day 4, it now becomes day 5 or wherever it's at in the smart plan. So make sure you pay close attention to how you're moving these things around. Because if you put 2 SMS text messages on top of each other with no delay in between, they're going to get them both at the same time. So really, really watch moving the arrows around without knowing what you're doing. Okay, keep those delays in between. All right, so you can edit an email, you can edit a text message, you can remove the phone call task if you don't want it in there, you can add more. You can also put in links. So if I wanted to, I could say, oh, let's see, not in the text message, only in the email. Let me look. Okay, so right here, there is add a hyperlink. So this email might say, hi, James, it was great meeting you at the open house. Here's a list of homes that are similar to the one you viewed. And then you add the hyperlink here. And make sure it has the HTTPS, whatever goes in front of it. Don't just put www. Don't make sure it's a full live hyperlink that you put there. I'm not sure how the command is handling that. So as a best practice, I would put in the full URL right there, okay? And that could be a URL on your command page. Let's just say you go to, let me go to my website here, my command website, ballengrouphomes.com. And I want to send them homes that are similar. So I can just pull up Las Vegas to get inside of the command. And then I say, okay, show me homes that are under, let's see, the price of that open house was $650. So maybe I just want to go like 500 to 650 or 600 to 650, somewhere in that range. Okay, so those would be similar. It was a 3-bedroom house, so I'm going to only send 3-bedroom houses. I want to make sure it's a house and not a condo. I want to make sure it's an active listing for sale, not under contract. I want it to have 2 bedrooms or 3 bedrooms like the other house did. And then there's more. So if it had a particularly large lot size or the year built, or you want to put in a keyword and say pool, or it was just reduced, whatever, you can do those there. Okay. And then all you have to do is, then you can sort by, days on market. I want to see the newest ones. And then what happens is as these populate, you get this long URL up here. That long URL, that's the one you want. We're going to copy that. Okay, now that's going to look terrible in a text message. So I would go shorten that. So I would use a URL shortener, something like bit.ly. I hope that command gives us something to make that easier. And then you're going to you would log into here, you paste the URL, and then it gives you a short link that'll say like bit.ly. And you can personalize it or put a number after it or something like that. And then you would just paste that right here. So it would look something like this, bit.ly/Mark's neighborhood listings, Mark's listings, 1, 2, 3, or something like that. Maybe if that personalized URL isn't taken, you could put Mark's listings, or you could just put whatever they give you there, for example, okay? So that is how you edit a smart plan. Go through step by step by step. And finally, going back to smart plans, you have unsaved changes. Yes, I do not want to save those changes. Okay. To create a new one, you go up here to this button here and click create. Name it sample custom plan. I'm going to click apply. It's created, and there you go, blank screen. So you just start. Okay, what's the first thing I want to happen? I want this person to get a text message. I'm going to click there, and there it is. And then I want to set a delay, and I'm going to wait 3 days. 1, 2, 3. And then I want to make a call. And then I'm going to wait 3 days. You see how that works? Okay. I'm not sure if that add a hyperlink actually, I don't think that actually puts it in the message. There, I was playing with this the other day, and you can actually type in a link. So you may, if you actually want to send a link in there, I would suggest putting it in the body of the text, because that add a hyperlink might just be for us. I was just noticing that. So you might want to put your bit.ly in here. Okay, and then send it like that to make sure that those are sending out correctly. Okay, and then once you're all done with this, you can save it, and then you can start adding people to it. So let's just say I'm going to save and continue. Oh, you have to fill out all your required fields before you can do it. Normally, I would click add, and there would be a list of people that would show up. I can sort by tag, I can pull people, I can add them all individually. And if I want to add somebody to a smart plan from the contact record, like I said you can before, there's 2 places today where we can do that. One is right here, add to a smart plan, and the other is right here, smart plans. Add to smart plan, pick the smart plan you want to add them to, and off they go. Remember, those text messages start firing, so be sure that what you want to have happen when you put them in a smart plan. So that is your core lesson today for smart plans. I hope you found this very helpful. I'm Lori Ballen, at Your Command Coaching, 365 days of KW Command. I appreciate you coming on, and be sure to subscribe.